Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I am back on YouTube with new reviews, new games, new lists and new videos to put out. So number 10 is a game that is a successor to Dwellings of Eldervale, and this is Andromeda's Edge. This is a mixture of worker placement and tableau building. And what you do here is basically you place workers on the board on certain tiles to get resources and various rewards, activate certain abilities like place buildings down or build new ships. Or you return workers to your tableau, your cards you collected, and trigger certain bonuses. Along the way, you'll collect new cards, upgrade your ships, you'll have combat and space, you'll progress on different tracks. The game is quite involved, there's a lot going on, but much like Dwellings of Eldervale, the beauty here is a sort of simplistic gameplay. The worker placement and tableau building is, at its core, quite simple. Now, Dwellings of Eldervale was the #1 game for me for a long time, and it still is really good. I love the theme. I love the setup, it's a lot quicker, it's a lot smoother to get to the board and to learn. But Andromeda's Edge is a more bigger game, it's more in depth, it's got a lot more going on. All the little kinks are ironed out here and it plays a lot better. The theme is good, the production quality is amazing, the artwork's great, it just looks good on the table. It's such a great game to play. Number 9 is a game I've had on my top list for quite some time. I mean, the theme alone drew me in. I think it's a game that's very accessible. A lot of players generally do quite enjoy this one. It's Wingspan. So this is a sort of game of set collection and tableau building where you collect birds, play into one of 3 habitats. They'll make 3 actions stronger, so you can gain food, draw cards, lay eggs. You need food to play for birds, you need eggs to play birds in the later stage of the game, and drawing cards gives you more options in the game. And that's it. It works so well here because it's so simple. The concept is so easy to grasp. You've got 3 action types, collecting birds, playing them, using their abilities, and that's it. The artwork is fantastic, production quality is really good. It works well solo, works well at high player counts. It is a slight multiplayer solitaire, so you are sort of doing your own thing. But it's a very enjoyable and charming experience, it's very relaxing. And I think the theme of this game too draws people in. A lot of newcomers to the hobby will see Wingspan and be sort of drawn in by this strange game collecting birds and this lovely watercolour painting style artwork. And it's still good today, it still holds up well. They're still making content for it, just released recently the America expansion with the hummingbirds, so it's still a very successful and popular game. Number 8 is a game I saw at the UK Games Expo a few years ago. I was very intrigued. It was a mysterious game, it was a huge Euro game, very confusing, complicated. I sat down with the designer who spoke me through it and my head was a little bit fried, not going to lie. There's a lot going on in this game. This is Hegemony. This is a game where you play as one of 4 classes: working, capitalist, middle and the state, and you'll basically gain points. You'll play cards, you'll do votes on policies, you'll pay taxes and you'll get your score, and each class works differently. So working class has their own workers, they'll want jobs in certain companies. Capitalists will have the companies that control the wages, the flow of money. Middle class is sort of in between the two, they have their own companies with their own workers at the same time. And the state sort of governs the whole lot and balances out the sort of classes. The game is very complicated, but so well designed, it's so intricate, the mechanics are fantastic. How this game works is a miracle. A true political, economical simulation kind of game. The classes work well together, they're fun to use. The gameplay is quite complicated because there's a lot of actions for each class and how they vote, their taxes, their policies, how they score. But once you learn the capitalist and working class, the rest of the game flows quite well. It's a very interactive game because all the classes work together so well. You know, capitalists will set the wages, working class will vote for cheaper healthcare because they want free healthcare obviously, but capitalists want to make money off this, they'll counter vote to go higher. There's a lot of intricacies in this game that help make it work so well. There's a lot of interaction and conflict. The game is quite a big game, just take a while to play. It's very hard to learn, but if you want a very, very in-depth tactical strategy Euro game, Hegemony is perfect. Number 7 is a game that I admittedly saw and didn't think much of. I didn't understand the hype behind this game, and then I played it and I was very wrong. This is Pax Pamir. This is a sort of area control tableau building game where you play as Afghan leaders manipulating the 3 coalitions, British, Afghan and Russian forces on the battlefield. And what you do is, in this game, you essentially start off with a coalition you're aligned to, so one of the 3, and you'll play cards. And your basic actions will be buy a card and play a card from the marketplace, and that's it. You play a card, it'll do certain things like put units out, your influence markers on other cards. It'll make your army get stronger, get roads, move across the board. But the game works so well because it's a simple concept. The idea of playing cards, building a tableau, using these actions on the cards to do things on the map. But how you score and how you win is so unique here. You see, when a dominance card is drawn from the market, a dominance check is performed, and the most dominant faction will score points. So even if you aren't doing that well, you can change factions on a whim. You can switch over when you need to. You lose some things when you do this, but the key element here is the precise timing of certain cards and certain actions, certain strategies. Switching coalition at the last second, attacking someone to make their coalition less dominant. It's not for everyone because it's very direct, it's very conflict heavy. You are constantly on the board engaging, placing spies, killing spies, putting forces out, destroying forces, destroying roads, switching sides back and forth. It's a game that's quite easy to play and easy to learn, but to grasp the concept of scoring and winning and the right strategies is a little bit tricky. Number 6 is a game that I knew I would like for the theme alone, but I was worried about the hype train. So the hype for this game was very big at the time. And I got the game, I brought it straight up, pre-ordered it and got it, and when I got the game I had a bit of bad remorse. Was it going to be good? Turns out, luckily for me, it was a good game. This was Ark Nova. This is a game where you build and maintain your own zoo. You'll play cards in a sliding card system and use these to do certain actions like building enclosures, supporting conservation tasks, playing sponsorships, playing animals and drawing cards. The game is fairly complicated. The rules make it seem harder than it is, but at its core it's basically building enclosures, placing animals down, transport conservation tasks at the same time, and work on your synergies and combos of your cards to get the most points. The game has a huge stack of animal cards to go through, each of their own abilities to experiment with and synergize with other cards you have. What I love here the most is that the game sets up quite fast. A lot of replay value here, but I love the theme, I love the idea of getting to peel and getting animals like rhinos, giraffes, tigers for the points, but at the same time you've got to support conservation projects to get the most points. You won't win by just doing this alone. You have to support conservation projects. You have to be sort of like kind to the environment, release animals into the wild and support things across the world to get the most conservation points and maximise conservation and appeal, get them to cross over and score the most points. That's what I love so much here, is the nice balance of scoring, which ironically is the hardest part to learn for me, was again the scoring down right. That was the trickiest part to learn. Number 5 is a great co-op game. I had it for a while now and it's still a good game. It's Spirit Island. You play as gods defending your island from invaders. Each god has their own powers, their own abilities, their own cards. And what you do is you upgrade your spirit as you play. You'll increase their powers, their range, their cards played, their elements they can use. You'll add new cards, but you'll also use the invader board to sort of predict and judge where they're going to go next and invade. You'll have cards that explore, where they're going to build, where they're going to fight next. So you can use this to your advantage and place defences down, protect certain areas, push a Dahan around to defend. There's just so much replay value. Even the core game alone, without expansions, is still a very big game full of content. The spirits are fun to use, there's different adversaries and scenarios, a lot of power cards to go through. When you put expansions to this game, it just gets even better. Adding the beast tokens and the event cards, it just gets so good. It's great cooperative, but I love this game as a solo game. Playing this game solo is really satisfying. Number 4 is a game where, much like Pax Pamir, I knew it was good, it had high ratings, but to be honest, it looked pretty dull. It looked pretty bland, and the theme still isn't for me at all. But this is one of my favourite games of all time. It's a game that I play and I always enjoy. It's Obsession. You play as a noble family, trying to build your estate. You'll attract wealthy gentry, you'll host lavish events, build your estate up, and score points. It's basically a Euro game. It's a mixture of card management and tile placement. All you do in your turn is basically choose a tile, which is like a room, place the required workers, and a tile tell you what rewards you get, and then what kind of workers you can put on there, what kind of cards you can play, sorry. So you'll play, it might say place down 2 ladies or 2 family members or a gentleman and a lady, and that's what cards you have to use. So managing your cards, managing your resources, buying tiles, and maximising your score is key here. The game works so well because, despite its sort of bland look and theme, it's just such a charming and fun game. The mechanics are so good. It plays so smooth. It's like buttery smooth. The turns flow really well, really easy. It's great solo, great high player counts. There's a ton of variety here, tons of variety in different cards, the tiles, the VP cards, objective cards. Each game always feels different, and yes, it is multiplayer solitaire, but I just love this game so much. Number 3 is one of my favourite solo games of all time. It's an amazing cooperative game. It's the best RPG game ever made. It is Too Many Bones. This is a dice building RPG game. You essentially choose a character, choose a tyrant, a baddie, like a boss, go through encounters and have battles and basically upgrade your character. You'll have your dice sort of skill tree, and these dice are used to track stats, to attack and defend, and also to activate lots of various different skills. Now the fun part of the game here is using the characters, working them out, how their skills work, because each one is so different. Some are more aggressive, some are ranged, some are defensive, some are support characters. And the fun here is figuring them out and trying to understand how they work and using their skills and branching their skill tree across and getting the best abilities for the situation that you need. The game looks great. Production quality is through the roof here. It's the poker chips, the neoprene mats, the PVC cards. A lot of replay value here. There's a lot of different baddie types, the tyrants, the gearlocks themselves, the encounter cards. Some are quite challenging, some are like fun mini games in the encounters too. So it's always keeping you on your toes. It's always like a nice variety. It's fun getting loot cards and experimenting with different gearlocks and changing their stats up and changing their skills and seeing how you play. And every time I play, I'm just so satisfied and it has so much fun. I always want to come back to it. Different gearlock this time, different baddie, different sort of encounters. What can I go for? You can add in expansions, more gearlocks, more tyrants, more baddies. It's just a perfect RPG type game. Number 2 is another game where I knew it was pretty good, but it's kind of under the radar. And it looked okay, but I wasn't really sure what the game was. And it's still kind of hard to explain. This is John Company. This is a sort of semi-co-op game where you work together in the British East India Trading Company. You work for this company, but you're all trying to gain your own wealth and glory for your own needs. You'll each have roles in the company, which will change up as you play, like the chairman, director of shipping, military affairs, and different presidencies. The game works by each role having a go, so you go for the roles one at a time. So for instance, the chairman will advance the debt, collect funding. He gives out the funding to other players. They need money to make trades and to use in their military campaigns. So the game has players bartering and bargaining and making promises and interacting a lot. And that's the important part of this game. The interaction is very heavy here. You are constantly involved at all times. Because it's sort of semi-co-op, you are sort of all working towards one goal. But at the same time, there's only one winner. So there'll be a lot of backstabbing, a lot of betrayals, a lot of false promises, a lot of bad turns, a lot of debt increases, company suffering. There's a lot going on here. It's very cutthroat too. You have a little area control section in India where you fight, take over territories to increase trade routes. But India will fight back with certain cars. They'll take back territories and destroy trade routes. So you're constantly on your toes and watching the board. Every single player is involved here, which is what I love. You have voting different policies here. You have your own wealth. You have your own sort of cards. You have negotiations. You have blackmail cards. It's just a very, very highly social game. That's the important part that makes this game work so well. It's a very social game, but it's also very fun too. Number 1 on my list is very complex. It's a big game. It takes a long time to play, to set up, and a long time to learn. This is Europa Universalis, The Price of Power. So one year at the expo, I saw this game on a shelf, and I was instantly intrigued. I looked at the back, it was like some medieval 4X type game. It looked very confusing, but I thought, I kind of want to learn this. Eventually I got a copy, and after some weeks of trial and error, getting the rules right, my mind was blown, and I fell in love with the game. It is so, so good. It's actually an old board game in the 90s that was then adapted into a PC game and then back into a board game. So this is a medieval type 4X game set in the Middle Ages, sort of 1400s, 1600s. You will basically build, trade, explore, control your nation, fight, wage war, make alliances, break alliances, trade, colonize, form religions, follow certain events through history. It's basically a huge sandbox type game. And what I love here is, apart from the theme, I love the history of this game. I love playing different nations during certain historical scenarios and periods. I love all the event cards that reflect actual historical things too, like War of the Roses and the Plague and the 100 Years' War. But I love taking a nation and being free to do what I want with that nation. You have missions and milestones, of course, keep you more focused on track. But the game here lets you do what you want. You can explore where you want, make allies with who you want, fight who you want if you can. The game is very complicated, like I said. I mean, just war alone takes a lot of effort. You have to make claims, form your army, choose alliances, call to arms actions, get involved, control territories. There's researching ideas, there's siege weapons, artillery, sea battles, commanders in battles, there's battle cars to use. But not just that too, you have the economy side too, growing your economy, growing your towns, managing your wealth and money. Diplomacy too, making allies, subjugating them into vassals, counter-espionage and spy sort of networks of other players. It's just an extremely big and exciting and ambitious game that just, I mean, how it works is baffling. You can even play this game solo, and it works quite well solo too. I've got no idea how, but it does. It works. You can play up to 6 players in expansion with the Eastern European part of the board, the Russian Empire, the Ottomans. The game has so much more stuff to it too, like the Holy Roman Empire. You can basically play as any faction, custom scenarios, play as any nation, wherever you want, start where you want, so different event cards. It feels like a box of endless possibilities. A 4x player's dream. That's what this game is. It's a 4x player's dream in a box. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not for everyone. It's really not. It's extremely complicated. The rules are 50 pages long, and it is a lot to take in. It took me about 3 to 4 weeks to learn, confidently anyway. But if you're into the heavy games and you like war games, you want a game in this sort of time period as tactical as you can have it, with everything going at once and full depth, a big scope to play around with in a huge sandbox environment, then Europa Universalis is just the best game for you. And that's it for this top 10 list. Hope you enjoyed this video. Back on YouTube, glad to be back. It's been a while. So expect some more videos soon, some more reviews and more lists. I've got a lot of new games coming up, a lot of new exciting things. I'm also going to be at the UK Games Expo this year again, so that'll be some more coverage on YouTube. And that is it for now. If you can give me a follow, that'd be great. Like and comment down below on my list or anything you think you like or like the sound of, and I'll see you soon.